Hey y'all, this is Kathy. I always see people on YouTube just making random videos, and I hope y'all can hear me. I was trying to figure out what to talk about. I'm a Christian, so I love Jesus, believe on God, and um, just I just wanted to get on here and say hey. Um, I saw this one guy memorizing scriptures online. I thought, that's just such a great idea. One scripture I had added one scripture I like the most. It's about casting down imaginations. Sometimes you have like random thoughts that run across your mind. You're like, man, that ain't my thought. And it could be any something simple as, like, for example, there was these kids in the back seat of their parents' car, and the sun is out pretty big. It's pretty here. Um, anyway, these kids were in the back seat, and one of them was 1 year old. One of them was like, I think, 4. And the enemy had told her to break her brother's leg because he had his leg on her. And she said, "Shut up, devil! Shut up, devil!" So she was casting down imaginations the best way a 3 or 4 year old know how to do. Shut up, devil! And that's what she was trained. Well, there's a scripture that you can use. You can say "shut up, devil" too, but you can. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and it says, "Though we walk in the flesh, we do not war against the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought captive to the obedience of Christ, and having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled." And Jesus fulfilled it all for us. So all we got to do is abide in God. And that's just making right choices, like choosing not to sin and things like that. Um, some my one of my pastors used to say, if you go to Walmart or any grocery store or any store and you take the cart to your car, don't leave the cart in the middle of the aisle. Other cars got to come through. Lock up your car. If you got kids, you and your kids walk the cart back to the corral. That way, it's not in the way of other people and you don't damage somebody else's car. He calls it being a good steward. And sometimes it's just the small things about being a good steward, because you don't want to open up a door to the enemy. You want to do whatever you can to live a life holy unto the Lord. And sometimes it's just the small things that is living holy. There's this one guy, you guys probably know him, Jesse Duplantis. He wanted to buy this house that was behind him that was for sale. And he was going to tear down his house and tear down that new house and put a bigger house on it. And there was this teacher that wanted to buy it. And he could have bought it. I mean, he could have took it from her. But God had gave her a dream for that house, like he had gave Jesse a dream for his house. And so God didn't say anything to him. He just listening to him talk, 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 talk. And then he decided, he's like, he told the real estate agent to just sell it to that lady. I guess it was the owner that was selling it. He said, just sell it to that lady. And God said, well, thank you. He says, well, how come you didn't say anything? He says, you are mature enough that I don't have to tell you everything. You're mature enough that you can make right decisions. And you didn't need that house. You just wanted it. And, let somebody else have their dreams too. And so sometimes you got to say no to yourself to let somebody else have their dream, because he didn't need the house. He was just going to build something bigger. I mean, he already has one that's 40,000 square feet. He has one that's 7,000 square feet. So it's not like he was hungry. And so he relented and let her have her dream, and her family, her and her husband and her kids and their dogs are living in the house now, and they enjoying the house. That was her dream. And so sometimes, when you can let people have their dream. You may be wealthy, rich. There's tons of rich people, especially well, actually, all over the United States, all over the world, there's tons of rich people. I always see online people that say, "Yeah, I made $40,000 an hour, or I made $100,000 in 1 week." I'm like, wow. It's like, how'd you do that? And so, because I'm like, I like to make $140,000. I mean, seriously, one guy's like, yeah, this is just passive income, 140 grand a week, 140 grand a month. I'm like, jeez, that's pretty good. And so I hear it's advertising. And so I guess you got a good product, you advertise, you get sales and whatnot. And so I'm happy for people that are able to do that. Um, you like, uh, why don't I do it? It's a little difficult for me to see right now. I'm believing God for my complete healing, and so I have difficulty seeing. So while I'm looking at y'all, and I can see, in order for me to see the screen, I got to do this. I got to get all the way up there, and so I'm trying to read what they say down here. Oh, okay. Anyway, and so it's a little difficult to see, and I'm battling an illness, and it's some that big C. One of my pastors say, "Don't say the word. Don't say the word. It ain't yours." I believe it ain't mine. It sure ain't mine. And so every morning I wake up. I thank God that I wake up, and I say my morning, scriptures and whatnot. I make my confession of faith, and I found out in the book of Luke, chapter 18, and I saw this through George Pearson's. He had passed over that EMIC, Eagle Mountain Church, Kenneth Copeland Ministries, and he got this thing called Bulldog Faith, and one of the scriptures is the book of Luke, chapter 18, verses 1 through 8, and it talks about this widow, right? And so this widow is bugging this judge because she want justice, and I forget why she wanted justice, but something had happened, and she was crying out for justice, and this judge was like, "Girl, leave me alone, get on out of here." But she kept on coming back and kept on coming back. "I want justice, judge, I want justice." When something crazy happened and you keep going to the police saying, "Hey, look, did you get any new evidence? Look, this is what I found. Look, this is what I found." And you bug them and bug them and bug them until they like, "Okay, get here. Let me look this over." And they finally find a clue. They go, "Oh, you know what? She was right." And so the lady kept bugging the judge and bugging the judge and bugging the judge until finally he said, either if I don't help her, she gonna drive me up a wall is what he was thinking. She gonna either drive me up a wall or strangle me or something. And so he's like, let me go help her. And he was a wicked judge. And God was like, if this wicked judge will seek vengeance for this woman, he's like, well, I, God, would do it speedily. And so I'm believing God for my speedily healing and health, because once he heals you, you maintain your health and prosperity, because God said you're to be prosperous and in health. You'll find that in 3 John and 2. And that was actually Paul talking in 3 John and 2, but Jesus adopted Paul's words as his own. And so anyway, and so that's that bulldog faith. And so um, George Pearson is funny. He be on with Kenneth Copeland. He got a couple of new shows and whatnot. Um, him and his wife do a couple, like a recap or whatnot. Sometimes she seems sad. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but you should always pray for pastors, cause they be having it. Even though like they like super rich, some of them ain't got nothing. But even like, cause money is a good thing. You just can't love it, cause it's a tool. Um, and it just basically makes you comfortable in the situation that you're in. And so, but George Pearson is funny in that this old crazy dude, I shouldn't call him crazy, but he got that bulldog face. This old crazy dude, he'll encounter a situation and he'll just plow through it like you go like a lawnmower, like you mowing a lawn. He'll plow through it even though things look crazy. He keep plowing through. He'll plow through it until he get what he was asking for, until he get what he was believing for. And I'm believing for for Terry Pearson, his wife, her joy to return, because when she used to, when I would see her um, before, like on stage or at church, she would just be this beam of light, just bing. And so sometimes, I guess when things happen in marriages, especially when you've been married for like 30, 40 years like them, stuff happens up and down. I related to a spouse, a wife asking her husband, um, could you fix the door? Could you fix this in the kitchen? Could you do this? Could you do that? And she didn't ask them like 100 times. He like, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. And then it ain't till she get like salty mad because she tired of this thing, messing up. And she's like, could you just do this? Could you do this? Could you please? And so I'm sometimes when I see her and she don't have that bright smile on her face, I be like, okay, what she didn't ask for and she didn't get it, because sometimes she be looking salty. But most times, she got that. She just like that beam of light, that bright light. But George keeps plowing through. He that's that bulldog faith he was talking about. He keeps plowing through. He got that from Kenneth Copeland. He was reading them. He said he was when he was in college. That's where he met Terry, and he he went home with her, I guess, one day, and um, he started listening to all the tapes by Kenneth Copeland, because I guess he had never really heard of Kenneth Copeland, even though he was dating his baby. And so, anyway, that's George Pearson. You can find him on like Go Victory, or just go to the church on a Sunday. He'll be there. Him and Terry. She a good preacher. She a journalist. She graduated in journalism. That's why she's such a good writer. Um, and she another one. She kind of quiet like her mom until she started preaching. Her mom is what happened here? Hold on. Oh, okay. Her mom. I call her mom, even though it's not like her real mom, but she the one that raised her since she was like 12 or whatever. I think her mom had passed on or something. But anyway, she kind of quiet until she get to preaching. At least that's what I saw. But I don't really know them that well. I just only know what I see and what I see in church and whatnot. And so that's EMIC Church, Eagle Mountain. And then there's a bunch of churches that I be listening to. I like Jensen Franklin. I like Kathy Duplantis and Jesse Duplantis. They got Covenant Church over there. And Kathy Duplantis is a researcher. That woman, she researches, and she get all the details. She funny too. and and then you got, of course, Joyce Myers, and you got the Cranks, and I said Jensen already. It's a bunch of people. Um, I like this guy out of California, and I forgot his name. Oh, Greg Lowry. Greg Lowry. Oh, am I making sure? I'm trying to make sure my face is in the center. It's just hard for me to see, but I can see my head. I try not to make too much big deal out of my braids, but I finally was able to get them, cause I had them in individual braids before, but I wanted them back in the French braid because it's neater and whatnot. I had it down, but it started getting knotted, and I had to cut off a lot of it because it was I couldn't I didn't I ain't I don't think I had enough olive oil to loosen all the knots because my hair had grown so long that it started to knot at the ends, get tangled up, and it looked crazy. Even though I washed my hair on the regular, my hair was looking crazy, and so I just went back to my French braids. All right, so I don't even know if anybody looking at this. I just wanted to get on here and say hey. Um, I try not to. I'm trying not to do this, but I was trying to read what was happening here, what's on here, and so I'm Kathy, and pardon me, and well, that's basically it. Most days I come out here and check out my flowers and whatnot. Let me see if I can let you see my flowers. I don't. Let me see here. Oh yeah. So this is my view every morning. It's cute. Let me see here. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, it says don't turn it away or something. Okay, so anyway, this is my little view. And I got some flowers over here too. Oh, and this table right there is I don't know if you can see that. Let me see here. I'll stand up. All these are like faux flowers. These are like artificial flowers. They real though. They look real. And these are the tulips and whatnot. These I got them from Table Factory. These right here, and these right here. I got these from Table Factory. I think it's tablefactory.com. These I got from Walmart. And I got this thing from Walmart. And I think I got the black ones from Amazon. And these are Table Factory. And then if you can see this, I made this out of cardboard. So this whole table is cardboard. You know, I painted it white. I'm going to make another table out of wood. You're like, how do you do this and you have trouble seeing? I used to do a lot of mechanics works and a little bit of woodworking and stuff before things get bad. So I can feel, I can see enough to like, I don't use power tools anymore, but I can use hand tools and I can feel my way around and I can measure and stuff. I can see like that. So I can, I pretty much can see, but it's like a definition. So believe in God for that. Plus 2020 King sight. And so, but these are my flowers. I get to look at these every day. Thank God. I wanted to add some more. And this table right here, I actually repurposed the table. This used to be, some of you can probably figure out what this used to be, but this used to be dollies. These were 2 dollies. And so I took the wood, and so this is the top of one dolly. And I put some of the pieces from the other to make these 1, 2, 3, 4 table things. And then I took other parts of the dolly and I made the legs. And so all of this is like repurposed. Well, actually, this I should say, this wood right here was this part of the wood of the table. This part of the table was actually some spare pieces of wood that I had in the house. And if you can see, then the legs are not even, but the reason why it's standing up straight and it's not wobbling is because I tied it to the post, so nobody would steal it. Because somebody did try and come around and steal it. Like, what they steal in that community? It looks so nice. Just people just they don't really steal over here. It's just that people sometimes people want to act silly. It's only a few. It's kind of like um, good cop, bad cop. Um, I was gonna put these. I was gonna use a plane to make them even, but I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it like that. And so anyway, so these are glued. These legs are glued together, and I used it's called. I think it's called Tidal. It's either Tidal or Tide. I think it's Tidal glue. It's a Tidal indoor outdoor glue, and so it's rained a lot, and the legs are still strong. I could sit on this, and so the good news is I gained 2.5 pounds this week, so that's good. So I went from 127 to 130, and so it was like 127.7 to like 130. 130 and change. And so that's good because I was having trouble maintaining weight. But I started drinking some Powerade. It's because for your electrolytes. And so that helped me to put on a couple pounds. I made a mistake of drinking Himalayan salt. I had put too much in a smoothie, and oh boy, everything I tasted was super salty for like a week and a half. But after I got all that salt out of my body, I was able to drink the Powerade, and that stuff is good because it comes in a frosty. But anyway, so this table is completely repurposed. These are dollies and spare pieces of wood. So I had 2 pieces of wood, and I just cut them in half. I did that by hand. So everything here, I sanded this by hand. Well, I did use a power sander for this, and I got that power sander from Walmart. It was like $20. I used the power sander to sand down this because it was a little rough, and to sand down these pieces because it was a little rough, and I didn't want to cut myself because I eat out here sometimes, or drink my drink. And so anyway, so get the sander and the saw and the hand saw from Walmart. So it was like $25 for the 2, I believe, a little less than $25. And then I got that a couple years ago. This flower pot, that was like I think $6 or something a couple years ago. Yeah, I got 3 of those. And so anyway, I love making stuff. I love repurposing stuff. So when I can, I'll repurpose them. I actually got a seat that I made over there. Something you can sit down at the table. But since I'm about to change that table anyway, I was gonna make a seat out of you can make a chair out of 2-liter bottles. And so what you do is you take the 2-liter bottles and you glue them you glue you put the tops on, then you glue the tops end to end, and then you can put like 4, depending on how tall you want the seat to be. Put 4 of them in there, and you glue them and you tape them, and then you put them inside of cardboard box. Or I have a triangle. Mine's shaped in a triangle, but you can use a square or a triangle. and then you put a little cushion on top, and that's your seat. And you can either tape it together or glue it together and whatnot, let it dry. And it can hold up about, I wouldn't push the 200 pounds, but I would say maybe like 100 to 150 pounds. Because you don't want to flop on a seat like that you make. Well, you don't want to flop on any chair, but because anything can break on you. But when you make those kind of seats, you gotta be careful. So anyway, I'm gonna make a new table, but I'll make it out of wood this time, just like this one. I had some wood that I had made a mistake and threw away, and I was like, man, I should have kept that wood. Because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it at first. And I was like, let me just get rid of some of this stuff that's in the house. I should have kept it. So anyway, I'm gonna get a stronger piece of wood, and I'm going to make that table out of something stronger. Because like these planks right here, these are pretty good. These would make a good table, a good long table. So I'm going to get something maybe a little bit thicker than these, and make it. So anyway, I just like working with my hands because it's easier. It's pretty much easy as long as you got some clamps. You need, like, whenever you're making tables, you need clamps. So I got a couple of clamps so you can hold it in place while the glue dries. And so the good thing is, like, these screws were already, the holes were already there, because like I said, I don't use power tools anymore just because my sight is not as good as it used to be, and so I don't want to cut off my fingers. So I used to use drills, hacksaws, jigsaws, routers, you name it. If it was a tool and it had power to it, I could use it. But I don't do that anymore. I used to sell it too when I worked at Sears, and so that's how I learned how to use all that stuff. All right, so I guess I've been on here long enough. I just wanted to show off my repurposed tables and stuff, and peace. Let me see how you turn the sucker off.